A breath of fresh air this morning for a Yale graduate student. Connecticut officials feared Ryan Boyko may have contracted Ebola. He had a fever not long after returning from West Africa, even though tests were negative. The state forced him to quarantine himself. Dahler was the first person to speak with Boyko at his home once the quarantine ended. He is in New Haven. Don, good morning.
Good morning. Up until just a few hours ago, a police cruiser was parked here just across the street from Ryan Boyko's house. It was there to keep anyone from going inside as well as to keep Boyko from coming outside. That ended at 12:01 this morning.
Oh, how are you?
Feel like stepping out and getting some fresh air?
Sure.
We were the first people to come into contact with Ryan Boyko since the 30-year-old epidemiology student was ordered to stay in his house.
So this was the actual order issued by the Department of Public Health that said you have to stay here.
Yeah, so it's 2 pages signed by the Commissioner of Public Health.
What have the past few weeks been like for you?
It's been a lot of ups and downs and a whirlwind.
Boyko went to West Africa to help the Liberian government develop a computer program to track Ebola.
In Liberia, were you treating any sick people?
No.
Did you ever come in contact with anybody with Ebola?
No. So I saw the NBC freelancer, Ashoka Mukpo, the day before he became symptomatic. There wasn't physical contact. We had a couple-minute conversation. And then as soon as I knew he was sick, I called the CDC, and they said there's no risk.
Shortly after returning home to Connecticut, Ryan developed a fever and was admitted to Yale New Haven Hospital. Tests for Ebola came back negative.
So the doctors themselves were now coming into my room with no precautions. They were shaking my hand without gloves on. They were
they weren't worried.
So they weren't worried. The hospital had medically classified me as saying we don't need to take precautions at that point.
But a declaration signed by Connecticut's governor earlier in the month authorized the state health commissioner to quarantine individuals believed to be exposed to Ebola. Ryan was ordered to remain at home in isolation with police officers on watch outside.
What form of contact did you have with the outside world?
Mostly through my cell phone, through Skype, and then a little bit through the kitchen window.
In a statement sent to CBS this morning, the Connecticut Department of Health said, quote, "Completing a period of quarantine without developing illness is a relief for all involved. Hopefully, when people finish the 21 days of monitoring, they will all be healthy and free of the threat of Ebola." In a recent CBS News poll, 80% of Americans support this kind of quarantine as a precaution. Why is it not a good idea?
Well, for one case, it's just simply unnecessary. If you're thinking about going to volunteer there, nobody has any idea what to expect when you get home, and that has a really chilling effect on volunteers.
Boyko says had the mandatory quarantine been in place before he took his trip, he would have never been able to take enough time off to go volunteer. As for his plans now, he and his girlfriend are going to spend a few days at the beach. Nora?
Well deserved, Don. Thank you.